Righty-ho, today we're reading dinosaur books, and I've brought you a book called Harry and the Dinosaurs at the Museum. So this is quite nice. This one we gave to our son Tom when he was just little, because he, like lots of little children, loved dinosaurs. So there's a whole heap of very cool dinosaurs on this page. And I like this one too because it tells you how to say the words, because sometimes dinosaur names look a bit wonky, but it tells you how to say them on here too. So this is Harry and the Dinosaurs at the Museum. Oh, let me get that the right height. There we go. Sam wanted Mum, so that's Sam there, to take her to the museum. She had to study the Romans for homework. What are Romans? Said Harry. Sam said they were our ancestors, but he was too young to understand. Harry wanted to take the dinosaurs to see them. Can you see a little dinosaur there? And there's a very long-necked dinosaur hiding in that bucket. And there's a tail coming out of that bucket too. I think his dinosaurs are a little bit all over the place. They're a bit crazy. Sam said, no way. She said Harry would just get bored and silly. And that's why Sam's homework got smudged. Whoops. Mum made them both settle down. She said the museum would be a fine outing for everyone. I'd love to go, said Nan. Look, there's Nan in the front seat. Nice. Did you know there's some really cool museums that you can have virtual tours of, which is a great thing to do today if you've got some time. The museum was bigger than a hospital. You had to have a map. Maybe that's what Nan's got. It's because there's dinosaurs in his bucket. I wonder what's going to happen to the dinosaurs in the museum. On the way to the Romans, they passed the cavemen. Are these ancestors? Asked Harry. Mum said yes, everybody in the world came from cavemen. They lit fires, they did hunting. Harry liked their stone axes. The dinosaurs liked the saber-toothed tiger. Rah! Sharp teeth. Actually, you might hear a wee bit of rah in the story. It's a bit like our Bartholomew bear with his nah. The next stop was the Egyptians. They saw mummies in boxes and funny writing like pictures. So that's how they used to write. It was called hieroglyphs. Are Egyptians our ancestors? Asked Harry. Yes, but not the right ones, said Sam. We want the Romans. Come on, hurry up. Finally, they reached the Romans. They had good swords and spears and helmets with brushes on. It's a bit crazy. Can you see the brush? It's kind of odd. But what a lot of old pots. Broken ones too. Sam started doing some drawing. We've seen the Romans now, said Harry. I'm hungry. Let's go. Does that sound like your little brothers and sisters? Here we go. We can think with heads. Rah! Ankylosaurus pinched me, said Stegosaurus. He's taking up all the room, said Ankylosaurus. Behave, said Harry in a loud voice. Look, Harry is being silly, groaned Sam. I knew it. I wonder if Harry's the only one that can hear his dinosaurs talking. Maybe. I think the dinosaurs need a runabout, said Harry. Mum said better not. They might get lost. Come on, let's get something to eat, she said. Afterwards, we'll come back so Sam can finish her studies. Oh, can you see the little pterodactyl flying in the lead? The cafeteria was very busy. Nan and Harry and the dinosaurs waited at a table while Mum and Sam went to queue up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go, we've got some more rahs here. Look, I'm a caveman. Rah, said Triceratops. Look, I'm a Roman. Rah, said Pterodactyl. Look, I'm a mummy. Rah, said Tyrannosaurus. Rah. I hope you're helping me say the rah at home. Oh, the tomato sauce is gone. After lunch, everyone felt a lot better, and they set off back to the Romans. It wasn't long before Ankylosaurus got bored. I'm bored too, said Tyrannosaurus. Never mind, said Harry. It's your turn to do some studying. Pay attention, my dinosaurs. And he taught them climbing up the display cases, and he taught them sliding on the slippery floor. I don't think that's probably what we need to do. And that's how they got lost. Oh no, said Mum. Quick, where's Harry? Let's find the person in charge. Sam said Harry was stupid. I bet he's gone off on a bus, she said. Nonsense, said Nan. I know where we'll find him. They followed Nan to the prehistoric hall. There he is, said Nan. I knew it. Harry was still teaching his dinosaurs. Boys come from cavemen and Romans and Egyptians, he explained, but these are your ancestors. I wonder how many of you have actually seen a full-sized dinosaur skeleton. I was lucky, I saw one when I was in London and they're really, really big. So Tyrannosaurus said, "Rah!" to his ancestor. So did Apatosaurus and Scelidosaurus and Triceratops and the rest of the bucket full of dinosaurs, all except Pterodactyl, who gave his dinosaur a nose rub. Can you see that up there? He's a bit little, isn't he? Well, now, young man, said the person in charge, we'd better look for your mum. Could you tell me your name? Harry said his name, address and telephone number, no problem at all. All the people rushed, said, a very good, clever boy. Nan rushed over. He's with us, she called proudly. Harry, said Mum, we thought we'd lost you. I wasn't lost, said Harry. I was with my dinosaurs. And we were with our ancestors, said the dinosaurs. Rah! Endosaurus. And that's really the reason that I think this book is easy to read for little people is because all of the dinosaurs that they talk about in the book, they've shown us how to say their names because some of their names are really tricky. So that's Harry and the bucket full of dinosaurs. He's kind of cool. Righty-ho, here we go. This is a story called Tom. This is a little bit more serious, this one, not quite as silly as poor old Harry. Tom and the Island of Dinosaurs. There once was a boy called Tom who lived with his grandfather in an old lighthouse on the edge of the sea. Between them, Tom and his grandfather took care of the lighthouse. On stormy days and moonless nights, they would light the lamp to show passing ships where the rocks were. On sunny days, they would go fishing together, and Tom's grandfather would tell him wonderful stories of faraway lands and sea monsters. I always thought when I was reading this to my son Tom that looked like a sea monster, the cloud. I don't know whether they meant to do that, but it does look a bit like a monster to me. Tom loved his grandfather and the lighthouse very much, but sometimes he longed to sail on a wide grey sea in search of adventure. One day Tom saw something glinting amongst the wet pebbles on the seashore. It was an old bottle, chipped and covered in seaweed, with a message inside. Help, I'm shipwrecked on a faraway island. There are dinosaurs here and smoking volcanoes. Please come before it's too late. Help. Thank you. From Katie. Gosh, I wonder how Katie's doing. Tom rushed home with the message. Oh, the poor girl, said grandfather. She's in terrible trouble. He looked worried. But what can we do? We can't leave the lighthouse. If a storm blows up, we'd have to light the lamp. Don't worry, grandfather, said Tom. I'll rescue her. Look at all the pictures in the background. I think he's a little bit of a dinosaur boy as well. Tom raced down the stairs to fetch the special emergency box. He pushed and pulled and heaved it up the narrow steps to the balcony. And he pulled the ripcord. With a rush of wind, the sides of the box collapsed and an enormous rescue balloon filled the air. I'm pleased to see he's got a little backpack on. I wonder if it's a backpack or it might be a parachute. Tom jumped into the basket. His grandfather gave him a snack for the journey and wished him luck. Be careful, he said, as he let the tether go. It's pretty bold, isn't he? Tom's balloon soared into the sky. Oh, I think someone needs to turn their microphone off if they could. Tom's balloon soared into the sky. As night fell, he drifted across cold seas and sleeping towns. I wonder how the balloon knows where to go. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? Because it's not like a plane that you can direct very well. He flew past snow-covered mountains, across wild, dark green forests, through rainstorms and over waterfalls. At times, the balloon dipped down to touch the waves. Later, it drifted across a great city at dawn. And then, as the sun rose, it flew on far, far away. At last, Tom could see the island below him. A ship lay wrecked on the rocks, but there was no sign of Katie or the dinosaurs. Great belches of smoke and fire rose from the volcano. He let the balloon drift down through the swirling smoke and fixed the anchor to a tree. See the anchor there? He climbed down and began to look for Katie. Gosh, it's a tricky island, isn't it? It's got lovely beaches here, but big cliffs to have to climb. Just then, he heard someone calling. It was Katie. She was perched high in a tree. Quick, Tom shouted, we've got to get out of here. The volcano is about to erupt. We can't go yet, said Katie. Come and look at this. Isn't it nice how they just made friends straight away? Those are the last dinosaurs in the whole world, said Katie. If we leave them here, they will be killed when the volcano erupts. We've got to save them. But how? Asked Tom. Those dinosaurs are too big for my balloon. Luckily, Katie had a plan. First, they collected armfuls of enormous flowers. Katie knew that the dinosaurs liked to eat flowers. Then they made huge nets from the rigging on Katie's wrecked ship. Tom hung them from the basket of his balloon. All the time, the explosions from the volcano got louder and louder. They laid a trail of flowers for the dinosaurs to follow. It's a bit like Hansel and Gretel, isn't it? At the water's edge, Katie clambered up into the balloon's bucket and threw handfuls of flowers into the water. The dinosaurs followed, swimming. The plan had worked. The seas turned black around them and hot rocks hissed down as the volcano erupted. They had got away just in the nick of time. Just as the smallest dinosaur was getting too tired to swim, they reached a beautiful island. It was time for Tom and Katie to start the long journey home. They said goodbye to the dinosaurs and set off in the red balloon. But the journey home was not easy. Winds howled around the basket. Rain lashed over them. The moon vanished, and there was nothing but icy blackness. Just as Tom thought he would never see his grandfather again, a bright light pierced the swirling black clouds. "It's the lighthouse," he cried. And as they flew closer, Tom could see his grandfather on the balcony, watching out for him to come home. Safe at last and wrapped in blankets, Tom and Katie drank hot cocoa in front of the fire. Grandfather listened as they told him the wonderful story of the shipwreck, the volcano, and rescuing the dinosaurs. That's a happy ending, isn't it? Nice. Righto, team, that's story time for today. Tomorrow, I think we're going to do some Dr. Seuss books. I might read you Fox and Socks. I might actually do it as a rap. We'll see. So if you've got some socks, maybe you could come with some socks on your hands, or if you've got a Fox and Socks outfit, I might see some foxes. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Ka kite a popo.